So we know what lack of recognition feels like. We all experience it from time to time. But what most people don't realize is it's actually a significant trigger for burnout, especially amongst female first responders, people working in high stress professions. You work tirelessly to serve, to protect, to help the community. But more often than not, you end up getting overlooked and undervalued, especially in a male dominated industry. Now, there are so many different reasons behind this lack of recognition, but I think it's important that we shed some light on it. Because when it does lead to burnout, it leads to exhaustion, it leads to frustration, it creates problems. We know that there are gender biases, we know that there are stereotypes, and they play a significant role. Women are often faced with skepticism. How can you do that job? You're a woman. Underestimated, because these are traditionally male dominated roles. And it's natural for women to feel that skepticism, to have these societal expectations placed on them, and ultimately devalue their work, especially in a physically demanding role and roles that require you to be assertive and to demonstrate leadership. And we know what happens when women are assertive. They get called a bitch. So it's difficult. It's a bit of a cycle that we end up stuck in. We want to be valued. We want to, be worth just as much as the male counterparts, but it can be really difficult. I think combating this requires a multifaceted approach. There needs to be a cultural shift, and there needs to be more celebrations and contributions to all employees, not just women, like regardless of gender, everyone should be celebrated. But if we can have a transparent recognition and systems where everyone is acknowledged for their achievements and everyone is rewarded fairly, then that can help. It can stop people feeling like they are being overlooked, like they have a lack of recognition. I think if we have inclusive work, a fair work environment, and everyone is supportive, then people are going to feel more empowered to speak up and to advocate for themselves. Because ultimately, most of this has to start with you. Because if other people are not going to celebrate your achievements, you're going to have to celebrate your achievements. And if you can do that, then you can lead the way. If there are, challenge programs that challenge this, if there is training in place, all of these different things to help women build up their resilience and learn to be more assertive in a way that works, and to communicate better, and ultimately manage the burnout that we end up with a result of this lack of recognition, then we're all going to move forward together. So this is something that needs to be done within the system. Organizations need to do this. They need to be able to help prevent burnout, and ultimately create long-term retention of staff members, rather than actually just letting it get to the point where people are burning out and leaving. And it's something that needs to change. Now, there are people out there doing that, people trying to help. Project Tempest is one of those examples. We're actually going to be taking 5 first responders through the 90-day Sovereign Summer Special. If you do want the details on that, feel free to drop me a message. We do deal with burnout. We deal with all these different kinds of things: communication, burnout, how to ultimately be more confident, more self-assured, and assertive, so that you can actually get recognition for yourself. Plus, I'll teach you actually how to celebrate as well. And not only will you be celebrating yourself, you'll be celebrated within a community that is on your side. So if you do want the details for that, you just drop me a line and I'll send it over. But the main thing here is to be aware that lack of recognition is a burnout trigger. And if we don't deal with it, then we know what burnout leads to. We know the effects of that. You've heard me talk about it before. So recognizing this and actually just trying to take some steps towards celebrating yourself and getting the recognition that you deserve will help massively long